because today, looking forward to opportunity to actually finish some Genshin story quest stuff as well. There. Then. Ba, 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 ba. Okay. Here. This. Change that on the stream. And then we're doing story quest on Genshin. Yay. Actually, I will say I really am happy that I'm back to story questing now, because it means I can finally get caught up in all the story quests I've had sitting for a really long time, now that I've gotten to a far enough place in the Sumeru Archon Quest storyline. Like, we've freed Nahida. I still need to do, like, the interlude chapter, but I'm going to get the story quest stuff done first, and then I'll jump into the interlude chapters, and that'll be a really solid place to be. So I'm looking forward to it, at the very least. But yeah, and the thing is, Genshin's been so slow because I save it for streams. I don't do story quests or even I'm probably gonna save hangouts as well, but those ones I'm more inclined to be like, I'll just do these off stream if I have to, because hangouts are for me and them, not for you guys. You can do your own hangout quests with them if you want. But but just keeping the record is always really nice for the Genshin content, and for Star Rail, it's memorable enough that I'm not worried about having to stream all the pieces. To be able to keep track of all the lore, even though I could. Okay, got that switched over. Let's do this and that. And then you have Genshin. Voila! It is there. Look at it. It's beautiful. All these up once it gets to the right thing. I'll have to wait for all my pop-ups to return for chat and things like that, so I can actually see. Because then I can make sure I actually know that everything's happening. There we go. Set that. Nice. All right. Let's get in. Perfect. Da 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 da. 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 I've not checked Genshin at all today yet, which also they've announced recently on their developer log that they are going to be increasing the amount of resin cap to 200. They're not going to be boosting the amount of resin you get per hour yet, but they are boosting the cap, which I do think is going to be quite nice, because it means that we will have less likely of a chance to overcap. Because I usually only check it once per day, so I'm looking forward to that idea that I don't have to be super particular about checking it so often that I can make sure that it's not getting capped up. Okay, so since we are doing story quests, we don't need to worry about doing commissions today, unless there's any particular commissions that are like really appealing. Otherwise, my chat's not. There we go. Click through that. Okay. Then let us go. Oh wait, I still have Wind Trace, by the way, too. I need to do this. Oh, and this mission's come out too. The specially shaped story and search. This is a preview for Natlan, I'm pretty sure. I do need to do this at some point as well. Rhino, you love Genshin. What are you talking about? It's your favorite. Maybe what we should do, I'm definitely going to do this. I'm not worried. It's kind of like, will I do it with people or will I save it for another time? I really should acquire some things, I think. It's fun. You can do other things too. What do you mean American Independence Day is canceled this year? I don't think so, Rhino. I think you're joshing me. We wouldn't have that happen. We'll do this. We'll do one round of Wind Trace. We've been needing to do it for at least a little bit. Then you guys can see. You can see the Dead by Daylight gameplay that's been reflected into Genshin, which surprisingly a lot of people have not liked. And I was like, I thought this would be quite fun, because I've always really wanted to play Dead by Daylight. And so, actually, Rhino, you might appreciate this then, because you understand that game. You know what that means. Which the Wind Trace person, hang out with him. Seriously, the UK's having general election on July 4th. Okay, so, well, what does your general election have to do with our Independence Day? Are you guys voting to have the United States not be independent anymore? Hi, Gygax. You're the Wind Trace guy. Yes, we're not wrong. It's not as I said that Wind Trace is more famous than I am. So that's who you are. I remember now. You say that, but your expression says you don't remember a thing. Anyway, please look over here. I'm sure you remember Wind Trace at least, don't you? Didn't you give me a ton of suggestions after previous round of playtesting? They're great ideas, too. I've taken just about all of them on board. I revised the rules and gameplay once, several times since then. They won't be really complex and really worded, will they? Oh, don't worry. I'm sure you'll love the new stuff. Let me give you a quick rundown. First off, I've introduced something called a signaling device in this brand new version of Wind Trace. As long as the rebels can activate 4 such devices, they'll defeat the hunter and emerge victorious. Whereas the hunter, well, nothing's changed there. If they manage to capture all the rebels, they win. With this version of Wind Trace, when rebels get caught by the hunter, they won't get knocked out straight away. Instead, they'll be kept in what's known as the surveillance zone. Hey, Phantom, how's it going? After waiting a bit, or with the help of other rebels, they can escape from the surveillance zone and carry on playing. If a rebel who's previously been caught gets captured a second time, they'll be knocked out of the game completely. That's a little complicated. So many new rules. Don't worry, it might sound complicated, but we'll get it after a few rounds. How about you? I'm doing fairly alright today. I was doing a bit of work, and now we're here. Right, I think it's because of Independence Day that Americans can celebrate without even knowing about the election. That's true. You think we pay attention to the fact that the UK's having their general election on our Independence Day? Sounds like they're trying to steal our thunder. No, we are showing you Americans to not be stupid and to not vote a party who had a leader who is... Okay. Well, you know, Rhino, I don't really think I think you're talking to the wrong people to try and consult about that. You know, you're not having to worry about me. During Wind Trace Seekers and strategy, you can play as either a rebel or a hunter. The hunter not only possesses faster movement speed and greatly decreased stamina consumption, but can also use extremely powerful windward arts to seek out the opposition, expose disguises, and more. As for the rebels, they can use their windward arts to disguise themselves as specific objects on the map, place bait, or temporarily enter a sealed state. First time each rebel is captured by a hunter, they will be detained within a surveillance zone for a while. Other rebels can approach the surveillance zone and help their imprisoned comrade escape. When a rebel who has been imprisoned before is once again captured, that rebel will be eliminated from the match. There will be 6 signaling devices in each contested zone. Rebels cannot be disguised or concealed when they're close to a signaling device's repair zone. Rebels must repair these devices while avoiding the hunter's pursuit. The hunter must stop the rebels from repairing these devices or simply eliminate all. The rebels repairing all signaling device. The device being repaired will enter the high-speed signaling state at regular times. In this state, the device will give off a light that everyone can see, which will be marked on the minimap. The signaling device can be repaired by more. The rebels will win if they repair 4 signaling devices within the time limit. It's like the NPCs game even too that we have. That by deal, but it's the NPCs game in Hypixel. You either play alone or match with friends to obtain. Okay, so you can do it with up to 2 other friends. Oh, I see. You can always the rebel team, so you just gotta do it that way. Sure. Okay, so I'll have a go. Why not? Yes, well, let's keep America off the news. That'd be great. I would think that'd be very ideal. Okay, let's accept. Join the co-op game. Ooh, we're the hunter. Okay. Then let's go with the fun hunter. Let's be Barbara. I'm ready to go find people. Barbara's gonna hunt them down. Barbara's gonna show them what it means to be part of Mondstadt. Have fun and care about each other. I'm Barbara. I'm going to find you. Where are you, my preciouses? It's over here, I see.
Time to go.
There's that one. Nice. Let's see.
Go, Barbara, go!
I see. So their strategy is to try and run around and bait us, basically. Okay. I'm Canadian, but we Prime Minister. Aha, I got Rui. They were good. Or like it's just different version of it, you know, right now? That works.
Go, Barbara, go!
Yeah, 3 out of 4, nice. Hey, good job. Never thought this won this match. Number of teams. Oh, they recognize. Yeah, that's actually they actually did a good job. Not gonna lie. Oh, we only got 4 rebels captured, man. That's rough. But yeah, you know, Rhino. See, things aren't so bad. They've contributed to the power of wind trace for a little bit at least. You only get 200 coins for the first time. That's a little rough. That's okay. We've got plenty of time to do this more off on our own. For now, though, I want to be able to enjoy what is known as the requests. So that is what we're going to do. I'm going to my resin spent down a little bit by making some condensed resin, and then we'll do some story questing. Get more crystals. I'm starting to run low. Only at 30. Right. We have our friendship team to our regular team. Nice. All right. Let's go to the this map. Okay, and we're going to go to. Oh yeah, we're finishing. We had to finish, and before we can do Yelan's, we have to finish up with Baiju's. We're gonna do. The last we did, we found out that specifically the patient that Baiju's been helping has been getting poisoned, basically. And so we are going to fix that because we need to figure out how to help save Baiju's patient and keep his life force remain perpetually into this patient as a result of trying to have time to cure him. It's a process. Resume. You, the little child who brought his father here to get checked up on.
How are you feeling, Dad? Are you still hurting anywhere? You're not gonna suddenly collapse again, are you?
Much better, Ayu. I'm feeling much better. In fact, I can't explain it, but somehow I feel even better than usual. Wait, where's Dr. Baiju? I still haven't had a chance to thank
Are you
him.
telling me Air 60?
Seems he moved me here.
It'll take
before I
time,
came to.
but it'll be very worth it.
Master said he needed to take a quick rest and asked me to bring you out of the treatment room. He hasn't emerged yet, so he must still be resting.
Oh, really? Well, he must be tired from treating me for 2 nights in a row. I don't know how I can begin to repay him for saving my life. I'll have to discuss it properly with Jiangli once we find her.
So they're setting it up that Baiju's probably used up a lot of his life force to maintain Xiaoliang, to the point where he is tired and is probably very ill.
Speaking of which, has there been any word of her whereabouts yet?
No, the Adventurers Guild hasn't gotten back to me yet. I'll go check with them again in a bit.
I'll come with...
Oh no.
Don't forget what Master said. You're still not out of the woods yet, Jialiang. I strongly suggest that you stay and rest at Boo Boo Pharmacy for now. I can accompany Ayu to the Adventurers Guild.
Baiju was a character. He's on the banners right now.
I suppose you're right. I'll have to rely on you this time. Though, on the bright side, this means I can thank Dr. Baiju in person once he's finished resting.
Traveler, Baiju hasn't shown his face ever since he went in to treat Jialiang again. Do you think he...
Go check up on him. In the back.
Hey, wait up!
Oh, look at the banner. I'm saving for Zhongli. You're just like, nope, no one matters. Only Zhongli. It's Wander right now and Baiju. For the 2.
Huh?
Oh.
You're finally awake? That was far too risky. Even with me here to help you balance your
Makes sense.
ki.
There was no time. I had no other choice. In any case, it was not completely without benefit to myself. I managed to learn something. Jiangli's design is quite brilliant. She makes numerous innovations that I can learn from. Alas, if only there wasn't a catch.
So, how much longer do you think Baiju's gonna nap for? They've been outside waiting for you the whole time while you were asleep. Shall we at least go and show our faces?
All right.
Bum, bum, bum.
Surely he hasn't. There's no way he could have just...
Mm.
Who's talking behind our backs again?
Over there.
Baizu! Changsheng!
Are both okay?
Of course. There's no need to be concerned. I merely had to transfer a rather large amount of life force on this occasion. But, with Changsheng's help, I will recover in time.
It's the type that you like, Phantom.
Xiaoliang seemed fine yesterday. Why did he need more life-saving treatment again so soon?
I made an error in my initial diagnosis. Jialiang is in fact suffering from more than one ailment, and as a result, his life force depleted at a greater rate than I had anticipated.
What? You mean, even if you got all the poison out of him, he'd still be sick?
Yes. But more pertinently, the poison in Jialiang's system is there precisely because it is being used to manage his underlying medical condition. Jialiang has a rare congenital heart condition, and ongoing treatment is essential to maintaining healthy functioning of his heart meridian. Left untreated, it puts the patient at risk of coughing up blood and fainting, and in the longer term, causes irreversible damage to the internal organs. Though it was created from god remains, this formula is not a poison in Jialiang's case. Rather, it's his medication.
Had he not taken it all these years, he likely would have died a long time ago.
Finally did it.
Still, using poison to treat a disease is hardly a viable long-term solution. As time passed, and the poison accumulated in his system, it began to impact his cognition. Moreover, the longer he relied upon this medicine, the more resistant his body became to it. Jiangli had to concoct ever greater quantities to ensure its continued efficacy, or he could have still perished at any moment.
That explains why Ayu said his dad has been getting worse, and why his mom went off to gather herbs.
God remains are extremely dangerous to be around, because humans have no natural defense against them. I shudder to think how many times Jiangli has exposed herself to them. I fear that the situation is just as that Adeptus described. In an effort to save Jialiang's life, Jiangli has abandoned all regard for her own safety.
I never suspected that even Jiang Li would turn to the same path as so many others over the years. Perhaps this is the inevitable course of fate.
Something else that I also realized as well, which seems kind of dumb to realize now, but the reason why Jiang Liang and Jiang Li have this similar sounding names is because, again, it's the Chinese structuring of names where they have last name, first name. So Jiang is the last name. So then Li would be the first name of female, and Liang is the male. So that's just one of those. But I'm supposed it's the case in this case.
To sacrifice one's own life to save others. To go beyond human means
Eventually,
in
anyway.
order to do the impossible. Whatever the cost.
Like, I wonder if
may
it's their way
be.
of showing that they're married in this case.
Well, I think that it's too early to say with any certainty what fate has in mind. In any case, I have stabilized Jialiang's condition for now, so our immediate priority should be
I guess
to
no, it's
get
not, because
ourselves back
Jialiang
to
and
Qingce village and find out
Jiang-
where Jiang Li is.
I guess it's not the same, really. Never mind. I could be wrong. Because it'd be like the Geo would be the same in that case, but I don't know if that's actually true. Never mind. I'm a liar.
Her regular exposure to God remains over such a long period will have been catastrophic for her health. And given that she's already been missing for several days, I am fearing the worst.
Oh, who's that? You overheard
It's me,
everything.
Traveler, Dr. Baiju.
Ba-ba-bum. Listening.
It's Jialiang! Don't tell Paimon you overheard heard everything already.
Dr. Baiju, please let me come with you.
Mm.
You've already done so much for my family. I can no longer just sit here and watch while you put yourself at risk for Jiangli's sake. After all, if it wasn't for me, she wouldn't have had to put herself in harm's way in the first place. I know I won't be of much help in battle, but at the very least, I can show you the way. I'm sure I'll be able to remember. I know there's a spot where she says goodbye to me every time she goes to gather her herbs. I'm sure I'll remember. I have to remember.
Be careful. If you get too agitated, your blood pressure and stress levels will rise, putting further pressure on your heart. For your own safety, you should stay here and rest.
No! We're out of time! We have to go now. Right now. Before I forget everything again.
Oh,
This trip will be extremely dangerous, and there is a very real possibility that you will not return from it. Are you sure you're prepared for that?
I never expected to live this long in the first place. My death is already long overdue. So why should I fear it? There's only one thing I fear now, and that's that I'll forget her again before we manage to find her.
oh.
Very well. Then follow me.
Child's been listening. Chi-Chi. Chi-Chi, run away. Hu-Tao's here.
Dr. Baiju, are you heading out again?
Yes. This could be a long one. Could you please prepare a dose of the usual formula? Please add an extra measure of mistgrass pollen, and 1 dose each of the ingredients from the 3rd and 5th compartments of my medicine cabinet. I hope it works.
Dr. Baiju, do you mean...
Hop to it now. And remember to be careful with the cauldron this time. You don't want to burn yourself again.
Okay.
Chi-Chi's like, okay, fine, sure. More than that? Oh, there's all 4 already? I still have more to do! This dude self-medicating, but didn't realize the thing keeping him alive is the thing that's keeping his mental condition worse. Yeah. Basically.
Everyone, please be careful.
Don't worry, Chi-Chi will be on it. So they mark it in stages where you technically can get enough per day if you did 1 bit per day. But in this case, I've got, just like I do with exploration, I have to, like, I've got more spare in terms of story quest stuff. Rather not just be like, let's do this part and then be done. That'd be really sad. Whee!
Speed of light.
Oh, I missed. Sad. Whee!
Add Astra. Thank you for
Materials. Whee!
Add Astra.
Batch. Claim all. Matter that Yelan's not ready because we will be ready anyway. Claim. Go. Nice. We gotta spend 30 to get that grab, but that's okay. Okay. Return to the west of Chintzy Village. Team. Right. Go to up here. Whee! Also, something fun that I just realized as well. I find it really cool that Nahida, her vision is located inside of her, like, leaf, which is sort of like her Akasha, which I think is really neat, considering the Akasha is technically gone. It feels like a, in fact, in some ways. A tribute to her stuff. Whee!
Grow, grow, grow!
Also, I was remembering as well as I was realizing things. One of the fun things with the Archons is that their hair glows when they use their skills. When you use Nahida, she goes, whew, and you see her hair glows. I think it's really fun. Hey, Fred, how's it going? How art thou? Do. We have returned back to the house.
That strange feeling is back. It's just like the day I went missing. It's as if something inside me is trying to guide me somewhere.
The Motherlode's influence is growing stronger. But is it because we're getting closer to the source? Or because the leakage of Che blood is growing more severe? Jialiang, can you sense which direction the source is in?
I think it's this way.
Ba-ba.
Yes, I'm sure of it.
Hitting an AKB versus Dark Connected, it's vaporized. Hey,
I
nice.
feel a dull ache in my heart. This must be the way.
I don't think I've never hit that much damage in my time as
This
a...
place feels familiar.
player.
I think I've been here before.
Oh, they live right by the cave? How convenient.
There is an inauspicious presence here. Even I can sense
I'm doing
it.
good. I'm currently eating lunch. I played some Genshin earlier, and I saw on Twitter that Genshin devs are finally increasing the original cap. Yep, they're increasing it to 200. I think it'll be nice. You know, that finally allows it to kind of even out a little bit. They're not increasing it. Like, I know there's a lot of players who are upset that they aren't increasing the speed, but again, I think with a game like this, every little bit makes a difference. So I'm glad they're at least doing that. That's still something. But that is very fair, though. You got the ocean birds. It's like, nope. Ta-da, take that.
I think I remember this place.
Jialiang, are you okay? Maybe you should rest here while we continue the search.
No, I have to keep going. Jiangli is still waiting for me. Then let's hurry.
Like, she's waiting for. I don't think she knows you are looking for her right now. Head to the underground space. Entanglement of past dreams. The restless force within Jialiang has beckoned him ceaselessly, drawing everyone to this place. Here the stench of evil is growing, and they are soon. They recommend Geo and Dendro. Well, I don't have Geo. At least that would work effectively. This is something they actually would ask for certain. Assuming that we're going to probably, I assume, get ourselves a river. Like, I'm imagining this is Baijuk. So, I guess if we want spice things up.
Which opera shall we perform today?
Bring Union just in case it's required for something. Shouldn't be, but here we go. Get Baiju.
This place gives Paimon the creeps. Who knows what we're gonna find up ahead? The digging marks here appear amateur and rather old. I suspect it is a thieves' tunnel. A thieves' tunnel? Paimon has heard rumors about treasure around these parts before. Maybe it was the treasure hoarders that dug this tunnel.
Judging by the tools they left behind, it's certainly a possibility. But why did they abandon this place without even stopping to pack up their tools?
Why dangerous?
I remember now. She took me here once and told me that she'd found a way to save me in this cave. But she said that the method would cause me to, curses. Why can't I remember what she said?
Easy, Jialiang. Come on, let's keep going.
Have the Baiju. Prize peeled for any quests is very requested. Yeah.
The doctor was saying, let's do. I see everything. Unleash.
Mind the side effects.
Strike a leg!
You're mine! Bring it on!
Dramatic blooms.
Whoa, there's a sensor here. Those treasure hoarders sure made themselves at home.
Don't see any dust on the surface. The marks in the trash. I don't think this was left here by the treasure hoarders.
I believe this sensor was used to burn a monster-repelling incense.
A monster repelling incense? You sure? Cause we did run into that group of monsters just now.
Flash, what?
The incense was burned several days ago. If I had to guess, the monsters we fought just now were enticed here by some entity deeper inside the cave. No doubt an encounter with the very same entity was what prompted the treasure hoarders to flee and abandon their designs on this cave. After them, Jiang Li was the next person to discover this place and what lies inside. But to her, it presented an opportunity to save Jia Liang's life, albeit as a last resort.
That's right. This sensor, it belongs to Jiang Li. Yes, this was the place. This is where I told Jiang Li to give me the poison.
Jiang!
I'm fine. Let's keep going. I can feel it. She is right below us, waiting for me.
Are you sure she's waiting for you, buddy? It was like a weird thing to say. Has she become one with the monster? Is that the truth? Is she the darkness now? That man. Chests. Or no, in story quest dungeons, if there's a chest, you'll never be able to get back again if you don't pick it up there and then, so there's extra air. Unless they don't put any chests in them. Well,
I can feel it. We're getting close. We're almost there. It's right up ahead. The place where we made a pact together to...
oh, that's cool. Nifty effect.
Aha! We can keep going now.
From the looks of it, the energy released by this mechanism can not only clear barriers, but also be conducted by corresponding mechanisms. Perhaps it's something we can make use
Resource
of.
isn't completed. That is very true. That's a good point. Ooh, this is for a little done for a chamber like this. This is actually kind of surprisingly extended. Okay, so we need to push this around to activate certain things. Imagine I get to use. But it'll probably resonate with this thing too.
The doctor will see you now.
Or I got a chest there. I don't like that. I want to check out these other rooms first. I think that was the one that needs to be opened, unless it's a different state. It would make more sense that room would be. Sometimes this game maybe there's other things going on. I don't want to miss out. Fake. Oh yeah, see? Just here. Don't want to miss out on the one chest. The one Geo Sigil. We'll never get that back. Okay. Again, you just never know.
Paimon doesn't see any barrier-breaking
Oh, I see.
mechanisms around here. There are tracks here, and it looks like they're connected to something. Shall we follow it and see where it takes us?
Yes. That's not too shabby.
Seems like an emergency. Mind the side effects.
Fly! Unleash!
A bitter pill to swallow. Remember, health comes first.
Curious about what he's got. I think does he have his, yeah, he's got Jade Fall Splendor, which is his signature weapon. He's got just regular, but he's also C3. Get free C3 Baiju for story quests. They want you to really feel like he's super powerful and cool, so that's what make it super strong. Guaranteed one, so you can. These rocks are really cool. Here, open the door. Push the contraption. Every story quest trail. Yes, that is true. It's still neat though.
Mind the side effects.
And then why can't I? Oh, I have to push all the way to the edge, I guess, first. Okay, so let me. Oh, I see now. Activate this. Then we're good. Activation. Activation. Do 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 do. There you go. Handy dandy. My bed has stolen my socks. We'll tell it to give it back. Your bed does not deserve your socks. I don't know your bed. Can't speak for you.
Mind the side effects.
That fall. Oh. Whoa, this is cool. I like this is just a story quest chamber too. Just like Hutao's. Similar fashion.
Zhongli!
Look out! There's a monster next to her!
The god remains must have lured them here. Watch my back. A bitter pill to swallow. Seems like an emergency.
Ta-ta! So that's why they recommend the Geo.
Mind the side effects. A bitter pill to swallow.
The Geo this app.
Dr. Baiju, how serious is it? Is she...
I can still feel a pulse, but her condition is quite grave. The god remains here are encroaching on her cognition, much as the poison in your system did to you. If we don't eliminate it soon, then even if we save her life, I fear that she may never wake up again.
Oh no.
What are we waiting for? Let's destroy the remains right away!
Oh, but once we do, we're gonna keep him from living anymore.
It's not as simple as that. Don't you remember what Baiju said?
Mm-hmm.
The poison within Jialiang's body is inextricably linked to the god remains here. If the source is purged, the poison in his system will stop having any effect. And the poison within Jialiang's body is keeping his heart condition under control. So, if it stops working...
Oh man.
Oh no. Are you saying...
Yep.
Indeed. If the god remains here are purged, then your life will come to an end.
The Archon of the Monster just wasn't bad, it was just protecting her. That would be pretty bad too.
I wondered when this day might come.
Oh.
Wait! But we've all been working our butts off to save Jialiang's life! After all that, we can't just give up on him! Baiju, you're a great doctor! Surely you gotta know of some other way we can save him, right?
You could continue to take the poison, which would buy you some time. As for Jiangli, maybe if we put our heads together, we can think of something?
It appears to me that she was striving to concoct your medicine for you, right up until the moment when she lost consciousness. Maybe it's her greatest wish that you will continue to take it and live.
Dr. Baiju, give it to me straight. How long does Jiangli have?
The god remains have reached her internal organs. Under ordinary circumstances, I would give her less than 3 days. But if I were to treat her using a secret
Oh my
art,
goodness, Baiju, you can't be thinking about that again.
But what would be the point of that? Dr. Baiju, I'm all too aware of the dangers of God remains. You are not the first to mention it to me. If I continue to sustain my own life using this wretched substance, not only would Jiang Li have to keep risking her life to make my medicine for me, but I would have to live with the looming threat of these remains breaking out and wreaking havoc not just upon me, but my entire family. I know for a fact that I should have died over a decade ago. The fact that I've been around to see how you grow up is already a great blessing from Rex Lapis. If my choice can bring Jiang Li back, then even if I die.
Jialiang.
After cheating death for so long, it seems I've grown somewhat addicted to life. Traveler, Dr. Baiju, could I have another minute with my wife? I just want to have one final moment together. Just a moment. That's all.
of course.
Thank you, everyone. And I'm sorry that I won't be able to repay your kindness in this life.
You're doing a lot of time for this, too.
Jialiang. Baiju, Changsheng. Is there really nothing else you can do?
I am sure that over the years, Jiang Li will have tried all the conventional methods known to humankind. As for less conventional methods, I have little expertise besides Changsheng's secret art.
This whole because this doctor going, I have an idea for treatment, and everyone else is like, dude, no.
Mortals are fated to grow old and pass on when their natural lifespan runs out. If it were so easy to combat the natural processes of aging and death, Jiang Li would not have had to resort to unnatural methods. What a crazy situation! Jiang Li risked it all to save Jialiang's life, and now Jialiang has to sacrifice himself to save Jiang Li. What's the point of it all?
You can do it right now is honor Jia Liang's decision. Bear witness.
I've seen many final farewells in my time, but I can never get used to it.
In the human realm, all things must come to an end. Is it not a fitting end to die for a worthy cause? At least, that's what generations of masters before you have always believed.
The path they chose was indeed a heroic one. But when I think of those who would willingly sacrifice themselves for others, I cannot help but think that theirs are the lives least deserving of death.
When all this began, we agreed that once Ayu was old enough to help you gather herbs, it would be time for me to go. If you could only see him now. He took me all the way to Liyue Harbor to see the doctor. And he even got the Adventurers Guild to search for you. So, I know that you'll both be okay without me.
He broke it. Oh my goodness. It's kind of funny. It's very dramatic. It's sad, but
I've said my
dramatic.
goodbyes. My time has come. Do what you must.
As you wish.
What you gonna do to make this? That was fast. That was instantaneous. Oh goodness.
It will eat away at both your cognition and your memories. In the end, you'll become little more than a shadow of your true self.
I'll take it. At the very least, it will allow me to stay with you and watch Ayu grow up.
Oh dear.
Mom, something's really wrong with Dad. Don't fret, Ayu. I will gather some medicinal herbs right away. I promise you, nothing will happen to our family.
these memories come to mind now. The longer we live, the tighter we cling to what we have. Oh, how I would love to hear your voice one last time.
That's sad. Oh. Hello. At Baiju's house, I guess.
Ooh.
Out in his special room. Sit in it. And contemplate the fact that we watched someone die. How very sad. Now we move on. Check for any treasure. Okay. Where are they? Oh, are you kidding me? The person who's in the quest is currently involved in other quests? So something's supposed to happen, but it didn't. That's what it is. That's actually kind of funny, but also really sad. Like waiting for this emotional turmoil, and then it, yeah. Story 7, the theme of you can't cheat death without consequences is very ironic for me. Yes, well, precisely, because it's all about that. Like, it's, you know, characters don't actually die in this. So we can't finish this quest until we manage to... This is where it's interesting how all these Leo ones are stacking up on top of each other right now. That's why I'm glad they added the new system where you can't do that anymore. But, alright, let's, I guess, do a bit of Shen Yun. Or we gotta do a bit of her quest, then we can actually get to the next piece, I guess. For some reason, there's someone who's involved in this quest, which is over here. Because they're all intertwined somehow. I don't know why. Don't know why Genshin does this. Like, the characters get locked behind quests in a very deep sense. So, alright everyone, we're gonna take a detour. So we'll get back to Baiju's depressing story after we talk to Cloud Retainer. Supposedly. So I'm gonna try and do her quest prior to Lantern Rite last year, and get a chance to do that.
Here we are, right outside her place.
I've just forgotten everything that happened.
Do you still remember the first time we came here? We even brought offerings and everything.
True.
And when we told her that Rex Lapis had been assassinated, she immediately threatened to squash Liyue Harbor. Paimon thought she'd be impossible to get along with. But now that we've spent some more time together, she's really not like that at all.
I wanted to do one Nahida scene, like, then I could finish the Nilu quest, just because one, oh man. That is kind of sad, because just one audience member was in there. It happens sometimes. It won't happen beyond this, because then we'll have unlocked everything. It's just the quest we still have. It's kind of tricky, because it was before they added the system where you can just lock them and not have to worry about claiming them every time you start them.
We don't need to bring any offerings now that we've gotten to know her pretty well, right? Still, Paimon's got some snacks around here somewhere, so if she really wants something, we can just use that. Huh? Traveler, did something catch your eye?
Oh, it's, I don't think we've ever seen her before.
Whoa, what a pretty lady. Is she also here to visit Cloud Retainer?
Seems like she could also be a powerful Adeptus.
Yeah, you're right. All it takes is one look and you can tell she's someone special. As expected of that bird lady, really. She must have a whole bunch of Adepti friends from all over the country. Okay, but if we're both friends of Cloud Retainer, then we're basically friends by association, right? Want to go up to her and say hello?
You'd be such a social butterfly, Paimon. I'll leave the interactions to you.
Helping you make more connections is a part of Paimon's job as your reliable guide. Paimon's got this.
I forgot I have this game most times. What could you forget about Genshin?
Hello.
Paimon, just everything in a nice even tone.
Paimon doesn't think we've met, but we're also friends of Cloud Retainer.
Because I just Honkai Star
May
Rail
we
more.
have the
That's very fair
pleasure
too.
of learning your name, Madam Adeptus?
You two. What is this tomfoolery? Has this shift in form so clouded your eyes that you no longer recognize one anymore?
Is literally taking a few feet away from why is she not hearing that? She is. I think she's just upset with us.
Wait, you're
Cloud Retainer!
you're the illuminated bird? But you look human. How did that happen?
Oh, donning human form is scarcely any test of one's abilities. As for your confusion, one merely had no reason to indulge such inclinations before.
So, you're indulging now because?
Well, one has made plans to pay a visit to some disciples at Liyue Harbor. Taking on a human form for such a trip is simply a way to make matters less conspicuous.
I think it's funny where she's like, yes, I'm a human. I'm a tall human with skin-tight clothes. Very not conspicuous.
You? Worrying about keeping a low profile? You're the one who likes to pop up out of nowhere all over the place. In fact, Paimon can think of several examples.
Oh, Paimon's
like that
so
time
sassy
he
now.
suddenly appeared on top of a roof without any warning, or
This is a clever turn of two reasons, but doesn't want to discuss them too openly. I almost forgot. Paimon brought you some gifts.
hey, didn't we agree not to bring that up unless she asked?
Oh? So you have taken care to follow the proper rules of etiquette after all. Most commendable.
Clever Turner tries, but fails to look indifferent as Paimon begrudgingly takes out her snacks.
Well, this is all Paimon's got. You don't mind, right?
One has never found oneself lacking in basic comforts. On the contrary, it is the gesture that one values above all else. So long as you've shown proper respect and consideration, the quantity or quality of the gift is but a trivial matter.
Oh.
That kinda makes Paimon feel a little guilty for trying to keep them for herself. Anyway, where were we before you reminded Paimon about the gifts?
Clever Retainer said that she's going to visit some of her disciples.
Ah, right. So by disciples, you must mean Ganyu and Shenhe. It's also been a while since we last saw them. Maybe we can come too.
One planned to extend the invitation even if you had not raised the matter yourself. Shenhe and Ganyu should be quite pleased to see you again.
Oh, nice.
However, one would first inquire as to the reason behind your visit here. You have cause to seek one's company?
No reason in particular.
Yeah, we just found ourselves missing you and wanted to see how you were doing. We were hoping you'd tell us one of your stories. Who knew we'd run into your human form while we were at it?
Is that so? If there are no urgent matters at hand, then let us make haste for Liyue Harbor. Ganyu is likely still working at Yue High Pavilion, so that shall be our first stop.
Sounds great! Then let's all go to Liyue Harbor!
Hooray. Beautiful.
Ganyu has been quite busy with work as of late. One can count on one talon the number of times she returns to Mount Outsong each year. Shenhe has also secured employment recently. In her correspondence with me, she wrote that she shall have no need to return for the foreseeable future. Do they think one was so easily mollified? One shall investigate everything with one's own eyes and decide for oneself if their living conditions are satisfactory.
It's like, oh, they said they're too busy to come back home. Well, I'm gonna go investigate them. An elegantly assembled, mysterious mechanism. For some reason, it's hard to keep your eyes off it. It appears to be one of Clever Retainer's new inventions, but it's hard to tell what it could be used for. It has a little thing on the back, so I wonder if it's like a music box or something.
Yeah, bring it on.
My best approximation, I'm guessing. Alright. Let's go down. Talk to whoever is here. Perhaps he'll be the NPC that we're supposed to free. We're freeing the NPCs from dialogue. We're like, yes, we have freed you. You are free to do as you wish. Question why she keeps seeing one in each sentence, because that's how Clever Turner refers to herself. It's just like her personal pronoun. So instead of saying I or we, he only uses one. In like the formal sense.
Way High Pavilion. Hey, do you think Ganyu will be shocked to see Cloud Retainer like this?
Oh.
Guess we have no idea if Shenhe and Ganyu have ever seen her in this form before. Wait, where did she go?
He's back there.
Why are you just standing there, Cloud Retainer?
Quietly now. One shall stay here. You two can go and meet with her.
What?
But why? Isn't it better if we all go together?
If one were to proudly proclaim one's presence, Ganyu would surely profess herself otherwise unoccupied and drop everything to attend to one's visit. One fears that would only result in her staying up all night to make up for lost time. One does not wish to trouble her. Conversing vicariously via you two shall suffice. Do remember to inquire as to her recent well-being. Again, do not mention one's presence here.
Fair enough. Makes sense. Alright then, we'll just pass on your regards and...
Cloud Retainer?
I love the idea that Cloud Retainer really is like the mom. Like she's the actual mom in Genshin. So she just like, nope.
Oh. Busted.
Is that lady someone you know, Miss Ganyu?
She is indeed. I'm sorry, Huixin, but could we delay the upcoming meeting for a little bit? I believe my schedule today is quite full. Although, perhaps I could move some work to later in the evening.
Oh, Ganyu.
Not to worry, Miss.
Oh, she's the guilty NPC.
Necessary
We should. We need her. We need to talk to you. You're the man for everyone. We're gonna talk to you, miss.
Thank you, Huixin.
Get her. She's gonna be the one to be free. We freed her from the dialogue.
Been a while, Ganyu.
Greetings. What brings you here today? And Cloud Retainer, too. It's been quite some time since I last saw you in this form.
You are quite mistaken. One is not acquainted with this Cloud Retainer of whom you speak. One is simply a mere mortal passerby.
Huh?
Seems she's not buying it.
Ganyu saw right through her.
That was but a simple test. One did not expect you to be able to recognize one so easily, especially after so many years of only seeing one's other form.
Ganyu looks totally bewildered. She's thinking, why wouldn't I recognize you? I used to see you every day. How bad do you think my memory is?
But recognizing you is, my responsibility as your disciple.
An apt observation. One was simply passing by while attending to some important business. One thought it would only be fitting to pay you a visit while in the area.
Wait, Paimon wasn't aware of any important... Cloud Retainer's right! We've still got something super important to do, so we can't stay here for too long today.
Nope, not at all, Paimon.
Oh, is that so? But it's been so long since we last saw each other.
Oh.
One simply desired to see you and had no intention of interrupting your work. A quick conversation should suffice for today. A more involved reunion should wait until you find yourself less occupied.
Oh,
I understand. That should be fine.
oh, poor
While one
Ganyu.
acknowledges the amount of work that you have to deal with every day, one must also remind you to rest. Though Adepti blood flows through your veins, excessive exhaustion will still cause grave harm to your body. It still makes one nostalgic to see you as you are now, respected and independent. When you were young, you oft begged one to cuddle you to sleep when you suffered from nightmares.
Ganyu just looking at her like, Mom.
Cloud Retainer! Stop!
If you insist. We are running short on time regardless, so one will refrain from going into each and every story. Why don't you continue your conversation? One shall simply stand by and listen.
Discuss some of your recent adventures with Ganyu.
Wow, you've been to so many new places since the last time we spoke. If you ever need anything, please just come find me at Uehai Pavilion.
Okay.
Also, forgive me for my presumptuousness, Cloud Retainer, but if you plan to continue appearing in this form, don't you think it'd be helpful to adopt a human name?
A human name? Huh. You raise a valid point. Considering the sheer extent of one's renown, Cloud Retainer is surely too recognizable as a name.
Indeed.
You really think so? Not that you're not famous or anything, but that famous?
Paimon.
You presume to know the extent of one's illustrious achievements. One would hardly think such a thing to be possible. Nevertheless, Ganyu's advice cannot be ignored. From this point on, when in public occasions, be sure to refer to one as Shenyun.
Canyon?
Genya.
Ah, I assume that's a reference to the full record of Pristine Pavilion. An adeptus of years past would rise with the clouds and rest with the moon. They were enlightened and wise, free and unfettered. The writer referenced Master's name to describe her carefree and spontaneous nature.
Oh, that sounds super cool! Paimon feels like only the most powerful of Adepti could rise with the clouds and rest with the moon.
Actually, those lines were originally written to describe Cloud Retainer herself.
Is this a little bit how they were doing today? This responded up with no.
Huh?
No.
Wait, so you're really
No.
that powerful?
Or a little bit.
And what of it? Did you truly take one to be nothing more than a bird of bigger than average size?
Not exactly.
Paimon looked away in embarrassment. That's totally what Paimon had in mind.
To be fair, Cloud Retainer rarely speaks of her past accomplishments. The tales of her past can only be found in ancient texts. It is said that once, a long, long time ago, there was a severe drought in Liyue. Left with no choice, many people left their homes, while others
Hey, Candy
spent
Mace, how's
day
it
and
going?
night praying to the Adepti.
We're finishing Baiju's story quest, and then we got caught in some other story quests because these are still left over from before they made the accept quest feature. So we are currently going through, and we have to do a little bit of Shenyun's quest before we can resume Baiju's and finish up Baiju's, and then we'll go back to Shenyun's and finish up Shenyun's, and then we'll do Yelan's. And there'll be a great maze of things together. But how are you doing today? We're playing some Genshin, as you can see.
Although I did not live through such tragedy, simply reading about it is enough to gain a visceral understanding of all the pain and desperation during that time. On top of the drought, a noxious gas also began to spread through the land. If not for Cloud Retainer's efforts, much of Liyue would be nothing more than a barren
Honestly, doing
wasteland
fairly
today.
well. You know, like I said, we're just kind of doing some story quests in the game, and for me, playing Genshin is always relaxing and helps me to ease my mind, so I'm doing quite well today. Thank you for asking. I appreciate it.
The books had this to say about what happened. Upon arrival, the Adeptus borrowed the wind to retain the clouds. Immediately, the clouds gathered together, and abundant rain burst forth from the heavens. Drought and plague were both driven away, and the people were
Have you been to
saved.
Fontaine yet? I've not been there in story, but I have gone there to do like event quests and stuff before, and to get materials for Lenny and for Charlotte. So I have been there at least a few times, just not like actively.
That's incredible!
Well, thanks for the follow. I appreciate it, Candy Mace.
Embellishments to dramatize past events. One did merely with one art, and even if one had not interceded, the other Adepti would surely have stepped in to help.
Even so, you stopped an entire drought! Can you really control the weather like the book said? Oh, Paimon suddenly has a lot more respect for you. So it was Paimon's bad for calling you Illuminated Bird before. You're not too mad, are you?
How laughable. A name is but a simple label we carry with us on our journey through the world. Why would one be offended by such a trivial matter?
That's a relief. In that case, Paimon will continue to call you whatever feels right in the moment.
Well, that is quite enough ancient history for now. Ganyu, have you had word from Shenhe? One has heard that she procured a job recently. Have you any thoughts on her workplace? And what, pray tell, of her monthly remuneration? Moreover, does she find herself overly inundated with work? Is she allowed time off during Lantern Month?
Asking so many questions.
Is a lot of questions.
There is no cause for concern, Cloud Retainer. I introduced Shenhe to her employer personally. Wanmin Restaurant's business has been booming recently. So, with Chef Mao being swamped with customers, and Shangling still off and out in search of new recipes, I introduced Shenhe to staff the restaurant.
I see. Most excellent indeed. One has had the pleasure of being introduced to that family. Shangling is kind and astute, while her father is loyal and reliable. One has no cause to believe that they will make Shenhe's work difficult.
How far in the Archon Quest are you? So about, I think it was maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago, we finished up the primary Archon Quest like through 4.2, not 4.2, 3.2 with Nahida. So we freed Nahida, defeated the sages, Lost Greater Lord Kutavada, all that stuff. So in terms of Archon Quest, we're there. I have like vague, like very faint spoilers of some things that come in later Archon Quests, but that's how far we've progressed to. So I still have to, give Wanderer his name. Still gotta do the pieces of the, gotta do Kare Bear and other pieces of the Archon Quest in Sumeria in the desert and all that. And then obviously Fontaine's stuff as well. But I've never been in a rush to finish up Genshin. I take my time, and I kind of like, for me, it's like if I leave myself a year behind, I always have something to look forward to. Whereas like on the contrary, for like Honkai Star, which I love playing too, that one I'm completely up to date, and I enjoy being up to date. But it means so with Genshin, I can take my time. So I always look forward to having a story that I can do whenever I want.
Now, it is almost time to partake in the victuals of noon. One shall visit Wanmin Restaurant in person and see how Shenhe is doing.
Huh? But didn't you just say that you had something important to do?
Can that wait until after we've eaten?
You may return to your work, Ganyu. One shall see to this matter on one's own. There will be many an occasion to dine together in the future. One is certain the opportunity shall present itself most readily.
Of course, Cloud Retainer. Please take care. Traveler, Paimon, I'll see you some other time.
All right, Ganyu.
See you around, Ganyu!
See you later.
Paimon was pretty quick on the uptake there, don't you think? As soon as you mentioned important business to attend to, Paimon realized that you were just looking to cut the conversation short and not take too much of Ganyu's time. Is Paimon right?
No, in fact, it was not an excuse. One is indeed visiting Liyue Harbor for an important purpose.
That's true. It's checking on your pupils. Yeah.
The moment is not yet upon us. Still, the truth will be revealed to you in time.
She really seems to be playing up the whole mysterious Adeptus thing right now. Is it because we just heard that cool story about her powers?
Perhaps. Let's see here. This unlock thrusted by Jews yet? That is not yet. Still have to Ihuishin more. We'll continue. But of course it opened up Yelan's, so we'll need to make sure we very cleverly ignore, because it could be in a similar spot. Let's just make sure we go around. We'll have to be very careful. Hopefully it's not the same spot. That'd be dangerous. See when we get over here. Stuff is in. Oh no!
Traveler, Paimon, it's been a long time.
I think we did unintentionally. Hi, Huishin.
Oh, hey, Huishin. Long time no see.
We just saw you in front of the place talking to Ganyu, totally on a very unrelated story.
Fancy meeting you here. How's work these days?
Thanks to the help of people like you and colleagues like Ganyu, better all the time.
That's good.
But I've been feeling distracted at work lately. I just feel constantly agitated.
Something happened?
It's a long story. But my father, he's thinking of stepping down from the Tianshu position due to health issues.
Huh? What's wrong with Uncle Tian?
Nothing specifically. He's not unwell. He says he's just increasingly low on energy these days. He's always said, old age comes for us all in the end. Still, I just can't help but feel a little emotional watching it happen to him. Anyway, my father's currently on the second floor of Yangsheng Tea House. Why don't you come pay him a visit with me? He seems very fond of you too. I'm sure chatting with you will make him very happy.
Sure, let's go.
Paimon, we're gonna wait. We're gonna wait until we talk to we're not gonna talk over there first. We gotta talk with Cloud Retainer, okay? Sorry, Uncle Tian, we're gonna skip over you. We're gonna go really far away. There we go. We made it.
You get what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, how can I not? Not even fine food is enough to distract from the presence of a fine lady, eh?
Oh boy.
I'm far more
They're
interested
asking
in
it.
getting her details than ordering any dishes. Hey, how about you ask her?
You do it.
No. I think you should. Wait, she's coming.
Who would ask you for?
What can I get for you today?
Greetings, miss. I was just wondering if you'd be willing to...
What would you like to order?
2 servings of more meat to go. Good chat. Bye.
Good job, Shenhe. I'm proud of you. Scared away the creepy guys.
Welcome. It's been a while. May I take your order?
Oh.
Don't welcome us as guests and greet us as old friends in the same line. It's weird.
Been a while, Shenhe.
Mm-hmm.
He's very
And
focused.
this is?
This is Miss Xinyun.
Mm-hmm.
Master?
Oh, she recognized her right away.
One does not recall ever revealing this form to you before. How were you able to ascertain one's true identity with such ease?
I've trained and lived with Master for more than 10 years. I would recognize you no matter what form you take.
Oh.
You...
Oh.
Something the matter, Master?
Hardly. Hardly. One simply learned of your employment from your letter and came to check on your well-being.
And check out the great food, too.
Indeed. It's almost lunchtime. My apologies. I'm still on the clock and can't talk for very long.
Well, that's the thing too. Even with I loved with Lantern, right? Getting to have the fun between Ganyu and Xinyun and Shenhe, like all of them together, is just really, really sweet.
Well, if it isn't the Traveler and Paimon. Are you here for Shenhe? The lunch rush isn't in yet, Shenhe. So, I've got things covered for now.
Oh, nice.
Go ahead, sit down and enjoy some time with your friends. I'll let you know if things pick up.
Oh,
Thank
nice.
you, Chef Mao.
Steal her away and talk with her for a moment. Sit and chat. Okay, we shall sit and chat in the back. Do. Casually.
It is just as one expected. The owner of Wanmin Restaurant is indeed a most reasonable and accommodating human. Still, the work here entails dealing with quite a varied group of people. Has this been difficult for you, Shenhe?
It's been manageable so far. I sometimes run into strange people, but I have figured out a way to deal with them.
Seems like you've been making progress. So by dealing with them, you mean...
First, I try to talk sense into them. If that doesn't work, I threaten them with violence. At this point, they usually decide they are in favor of a civil conversation.
I love that. You're just sitting at a table and you see your friend jumping towards you. Is that not happen to you on a normal basis, TD?
Oh, how should Paimon put this?
Sounds reasonable enough.
Oh, a sensible plan. One is gladdened to see you integrate so well into human society.
And you, Master? How have you been?
Simply marvelous. Though Mount Outsong has scarcely enjoyed your presence recently, one has hardly found the pleasure of one's own company to be lacking.
Oh.
I see. Just as expected of Master.
What she means to say is she actually misses the two of you a lot.
I have missed Master quite a bit too. Even though work has been busy lately, I've already had a conversation with Chef Mao about taking some time off soon to visit Master.
Oh.
Oh, you did? Do make note of such matters in your letters in the future. There's hardly a need to keep one in suspense.
Whoa, her mood shot up just like that.
By the way, Master, since you are in Liyue Harbor, have you had the chance to visit Ganyu?
Indeed. She is similarly preoccupied with her work. There was time only to exchange a few simple pleasantries.
Ganyu told us the story of Cloud Retainer's name. It was amazing. We never knew how powerful she was before.
I see. In that case, allow me to also share a story about Master's past.
Ooh.
Oh?
Is that a problem, Master? I believe this to be a good topic of conversation.
Actually quite funny considering the fact that she's always telling us stories about Shenhe and Ganyu, so it's nice to have them telling stories about her too.
No, not a problem. One was simply caught off guard. But no matter, please, proceed. One is most curious to see how much of one's own conversational prowess you possess.
Master once participated in a race against Mooncarver. After Mooncarver lost, he insisted that Master's ability to fly gave her a natural edge in such a contest. In response, Master agreed to forego flying in return for being able to use one of her devices in the race.
Mooncarver accepted, only to find Master with a brand new device on the day of the contest.
Huh. What kind of device was it?
It was a mechanical vehicle made out of iron. What was it called again? Oh, an electro-powered bicycle?
Oh, you refer to the bicyclical Thunder Flashmobile. One spent 49 days conceptualizing and crafting it. It need only be infused with adeptal energy, and it can cover thousands of miles in one day.
Well, the fuck casually says the bicyclical thunder flashmobile. Just like it's just like, yep.
Oh, it boggles the mind why Mooncarver ever supposed he might best me in a contest of locomotion. Though he sprinted with all his might, he could barely keep up. Alas, the one flaw of my mechanism lay in its weakness against mountainous terrain. One was thwarted mere seconds from victory, when it was thrown off course and failed to make it across the final stretch. Truly a most unfortunate turn of events. Anyway, do go on, Shenhe.
Master, that was the end of that story.
Is that so? Huh. With you gone, one has seldom felt the desire to call upon those old fossils for another contest. What is a race without spectators, after all?
Have you been lonely, Master?
Do you just stream for fun or want to make it big one day? Well, me at the minute, I personally just kind of stream when I feel like it, and also just to spend time and share it with people in the community who have come to know me and I've gotten to know. So I'm not necessarily looking to make it big per se. I mean, if it'd be nice sometimes to be like, oh yeah, if I streamed, then I wouldn't have to worry about other things. But I also think about like other streamers that I watch actively. I mean, even like in the Genshin space, like paying attention to like Sevi and Vars and also like Doro, a Shark Heart, other people that I actively watch. But even like they've gotten to a point where they've got enough people, but they have a lot of viewers to keep track of and a lot of names and a lot of attention. And so for me, it's just like, you know, I like being able to just chill and have people that I can talk with. So it's a small community, but I enjoy just getting to hang out and appreciate each other's company. Just you're cheating with your flying. All right, use my tech instead. Use his motorbike and race. Yes, exactly. That's I think what I think is cool is they leaned on that with Cloud Retainer and realized she really is really pompous and smart, but she actually has reason to be. So they can lean into that with her storytelling, which I think is hilarious. Like her character is so funny. I also love how Shenda just literally straight asked, "Have you been lonely?"
Lonely? Huh. At one's age, entire human generations come and go in the blink of an eye. Even one's own self-directed musings can span several days and nights. 'Tis a most foreign sentiment. The mere mention of it is preposterous.
Everyone gets it.
What is the reason for that look upon your face?
It's nothing. It's just...
Maybe I'm pie Mummy. That's the truth here.
Paimon gained a lot of respect for you after listening to that story of you summoning the rain and everything. But all it took was a few words out of your mouth and it's like you're back to being that illuminated bird again. I was just a little bit confused. Which one of the two is the real Cloud Retainer?
To me, they are both, Master. One is the master that's widely revered by the people, while the other is the master that I respect and adore.
Aww.
One finds oneself exalted yet again with sweet words of praise and flattery of a most extravagant nature. You chose to exalt one with your words, yet you refuse to grace Mount Outsong with your presence for any extended period of time. One would almost question the sincerity of your estimation.
Oh, I see, Shenyun. You're pulling the you know, mom who has kids out of the house and is like, why don't you come visit me more card? Not that I've had to worry about that much because my mom's standing and I still technically live with her because it's just cheaper. But I get all the day to myself at home while I work because I work from home, so it makes things easy. But anyways, just, she says this.
This is not to say that your words paint an inaccurate picture. One has always lived by a single ideal. Eschew all action and abide by no rule. One does as one pleases and speaks as one pleases. Others may critique or praise as they see fit, yet one places little weight in such judgments.
She got like, what, 2 sentences of flattery from her disciple, and it's as if her ego is about to burst.
Do you have any empty tables?
Oh, time for Shenhe to be ready.
Hey there, could we get another fish stew?
Oh.
I'm hearing more guests come in. I should get back to work.
Alright, good luck with the lunchtime rush, Shenhe.
Mm-hmm. I'll try my best.
Nice. As more and more guests begin to trickle in, Paimon takes the opportunity to order a whole array of delicious dishes.
So much yummy food! Paimon's gonna feast!
Can you eat this kind of food, Clovertainer? Is it to your taste?
One is fond of all kinds of delicacies and delights in a multitude of flavors. The dishes here demonstrate no shortage of culinary skill. Their unique flavor profile has left one more than satisfied. In fact, one has been struck by quite the fit of inspiration. One has already begun to conceptualize the next generation of supreme cuisine machines.
Oh, okay.
Everything's so tasty! A bit too hot at times, but still super tasty.
I'm sorry, miss, but our tables are full.
Oh.
Shall we try somewhere else, Granny?
Oh.
But it smells so delightful. Can we really not eat here? My poor legs can't go on for much longer.
We have to clear our table, I assume.
Well, you could always check with some of the other guests and see if anyone's happy to share a table.
She'd be writing essays, a Yelp review.
Okay, I'll ask around.
Yes.
Excuse me. Would you mind letting us share a table with you? There are no empty tables left, so... well, Paimon doesn't mind. What about you guys?
Like, yep, sure. Why not? I don't mind either, as long as you don't mind our chatter.
Great. Thanks so much. My name is Shuyu.
Oh,
And
right.
this is my granny, Yuendai.
We know her because we met her because she will become, sorry, spoiler, she will become Clappertainer's newest trainee. To you.
Granny? Yep. Is there something wrong with that? No, Paimon's just a bit surprised. She looks so young. Yeah, a lot of people compliment Granny on her youthful looks, but she's actually much older than she appears.
Like, I recognize you. It's like, oh?
Granny? Why don't you take a seat? Come on, it's not polite to stare.
Huh. Have we met before?
No.
Tis a fated meeting, then. Please, take a seat.
We have. Maybe they have. We should remember Shinyun from sometime in the past.
I can order for you.
I want braised earthworms. They always pop up out of the ground after a rainstorm.
No, not this again. Granny, there's no braised earthworms on the menu. Braised earthworms? Well, that sounds weird. Do people actually eat that?
I mean, can't hurt to ask.
Right, that's what Paimon was thinking too. Need any help? Help? Oh, do you mean with Granny? Thanks, that's nice of you to offer. Granny has pretty bad dementia, so her memory's getting worse all the time. She's always saying things that sound kinda confusing. Actually, her memory's been bad ever since I was little. But it's gotten so bad lately that I even have to remind her who I am
alright.
every
See you,
night.
Candy Maze. Thanks for being here and hanging out. It was fun to get to meet you. Hope you have a good night's sleep. Enjoy school. Hope everything goes smoothly. See ya. Thanks for following and joining in. What about your parents, Shuyu?
They died young. It's just me and Granny now.
Oh.
But it's okay. Don't feel bad. Granny loves me a lot, and I love her a lot too. Sure, it's hard at times, but you just gotta make the best of the life you've got.
Oh.
Wow. You're really tough for your age, kid. You're too kind.
And me? Oh, what about me?
You're tough too, Granny. Plus, you're really gentle, and you're always there for me.
Yes, and it's hardly as if I forget everything. I still remember the important things. Wait, what was that really important thing again? I remember now. It was a dream. I had a dream where everything was dark. Someone was standing in front of me. She told me to come and find her, and that once I'd found her, I would be free.
Is Granny just a bird? At least I'm hoping that worms aren't part of a human diet.
Huh? That sounds super important. But how come you've never told me about it before?
It was just a dream, so I forgot about it. But I'm in a good mood now, and somehow I remembered it again.
Wow, that's super casual.
You know, I believe I've had this dream a great many times.
Commentator's expression back is also really funny too.
Have I had it? Now that I do not remember.
Wait, so you have a reoccurring dream where someone's talking to you? That sounds spooky. Does that mean you're possessed?
Wow.
Unlikely. Her eyes are clear and her breathing remains calm and level. One sees no signs of possession.
Are you sure?
She doubts her.
Who do you take me for? Is one not an adept? Am I not an expert?
You're right. Paimon almost forgot you're
She also said I.
the expert.
Hmm.
In that case,
Her dreams are easy to forget.
do you
That's
remember
true.
what the person in your dreams looked like, Granny?
I see it looks like Shin Yun.
Not anymore. Although, I have a sense that she looked rather like me. But not as I am now. My younger self.
A younger version of Granny? This is just getting weirder and weirder. What is going on here?
As one said, fate must have brought us together. You may leave this situation to me.
Are you sure? So, what are your names? Paimon's Paimon.
I'm the traveler.
Just Shenyun is fine.
Thank you all so much for offering to help. But first, I'm sorry for asking, but, how do you want us to pay you back? Oh,
What?
we don't need any payment for this.
Oh, for the favor we're doing. We're just curious about your situation. Want to help if we can.
Thank you so much. You're welcome. But Miss Shenyun, what exactly can we do to help out this granny? All we have to go off is that dream. Where do we start?
That is elementary. Since her dreams portray her younger self, then we shall retrace the steps of her youth. Once we have revisited those places, her memories will likely return.
Sounds like a plan. So, Granny, do you remember which places you went to when you were young?
Why, of course I do. The heavens above, the earth below, the wispy clouds, and the emerald mountain streams.
Ah, yes.
Okay, taking that as a no.
Paimon.
Might have an idea.
Oh, should you?
Once, when I was really little, my dad told me that Granny used to be a martial artist heroine who saved loads of people from a disaster.
Oh.
If it's true, then maybe they wrote about it in the history books or something. A martial arts heroine? Oh, Shinto knows tons about Liyue's chivalric traditions. If anyone knows about the heroes of the past, it's him. Let's go find him at the Feiyun Commerce Guild.
Good plan.
Are you leaving already? But I'm still hungry.
Oh.
I'll go order some food, Granny. If there's nothing on the menu you especially want, I'll just get a few different things.
Very
It
sweet.
seems we must part ways for now. The Traveler and Paimon are bound for the Feiyun Commerce Guild, while Yuendai and Shuyu shall remain here and partake of their lunch. As for myself, I have matters to discuss with Streetward Rambler.
Oh.
Streetward Rambler? Oh, you mean Madam Ping!
That is very possible, TD. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking as well.
Precisely. Let us meet at Yujing Terrace once you are ready.
All right. So many NPCs.
Where are you going, Granny? Don't you like the food?
Fresh milk. I need to buy you some fresh milk.
Oh.
Milk? Why?
Oh, too many
You need to
voices.
Drink milk before eating, or the spicy food will make you cry. Hush, little one. Don't cry.
Oh.
Granny, you're forgetting things again. I'm not a little baby anymore. I can eat spicy food.
Oh, my head.
Even the super spicy dishes, like their fish stew. I can eat 2 whole bowls, no problem.
Wonderful. How wonderful. My darling granddaughter is all grown up.
That's sweet. Little NPCs. It is me, Nahida. I am jumping all over you. I know. Listen, please. Right. I have this here. So okay, so Baiju's quest is still locked up with Huishin, so let's go here again. So search for his secrets. Make sure you avoid the tea house. There's also someone over here, so I'm nervous, so we need to be very careful. Alright. Whee! Just descend from above. Be the little wisdom arcana. Sen. Ah, hello, Sincho, we are here! Just casually, it's like, oh, hello.
Huh. It's you two. What brings you here?
Hello.
Great, we found you! We wanted to ask you about something.
Mm-hmm. Explain the situation to Sincho.
That's not a whole lot of information to go off of. I don't know if I can say for sure.
That's fine. Anything is helpful and appreciated.
I can't pinpoint her identity from your description alone. But considering her age, I am reminded of a nameless heroine who's been featured in various chivalric novels.
Nameless heroine?
That's right. The novels often speak of a great drought from 50 years ago. As the people suffered, a nameless heroine appeared and began to clear away evil spirits and bandit camps. The people idolized her, but never learned her name. All they knew was that she always acted alone. Later, though, she supposedly fell in love with a similarly noble-minded exorcist from Mount Tianheng. They were well matched in more ways than one, often fighting together as a fearsome duo of otherworldly strength. After the drought ended, the heroine and the exorcist left the public eye and began living a reclusive life in the mountains. All that remained were tales of her incredible accomplishments. The way this nameless heroine faded from fame into obscurity later in life is not too dissimilar from Miss Yuendai. I hope that's somewhat helpful.
Thanks a lot, Xingqiu. We knew it'd be worth talking to you.
Indeed.
It's nothing at all. Just something I came across while reading. I did do a bit of extra research on her story, but it was just out of personal curiosity.
Well, Paimon still thinks that's super cool. Oh, wait, Xingqiu, if you've read up on her, do you know of any places often associated with her?
Let me think. In the novels, the nameless heroine always appeared near one of 3 places. Wangshu Inn, the area just north of Jueyun Karst, and Qingyun Peak.
Oh.
Perhaps the real-life heroine who inspired the character was also often seen near those 3 places. That would explain why those locations appear in the various novels written about her.
Alright, well thanks so much, Sincho. You were here to help.
You're welcome. To be honest, I found some parts of the story confusing when I first came across it. If Miss Yuendai was indeed the original inspiration for the character, she may just be able to help me put the pieces together. It's rare for a chivalric hero to fade into obscurity during their lifetime, even after retiring from the public eye. But no one ever saw or heard from the nameless heroine again. There were even rumors that she became extremely ill. I've never understood why someone would go to such lengths to erase themselves from public memory. It's almost as if she was trying to hide from something. There's probably far more to the story than what's been written.
We'll be sure to tell you if we manage to uncover the truth.
Indeed.
That's a deal. Perhaps, behind the truth of it all, there lies a story more fantastical than any work of fiction.
Paimon feels like we just learned so much from Xingqiu. A drought, a nameless heroine, a life of seclusion. Wait, why does the story sound super familiar?
Does.
Oh, right! There's a drought in this story, too! Xingqiu, are droughts super common in Liyue or something?
Well, they used to be. But people have long since developed methods to prevent them, like by cultivating the soil or digging canals. So while droughts do happen from time to time, they are rarely regarded as true disasters. The drought 50 years ago is probably one of the worst we've had in the last several centuries.
The crops withered, the streams ran dry, and the monsters in the mountains became rabid and agitated. Countless caravans were attacked, and people who lost their homes came together to form bandit groups. What started as a natural disaster soon became a human tragedy as well.
That sounds awful.
Yeah, and that's exactly why the nameless heroine was so beloved. She must have been someone of true integrity, to do so much for the people while asking nothing in return. Still, as terrible as that drought was, it was nothing compared to the truly calamitous disasters that befell this land in ancient times. They say that back in those days, disasters were both more severe and more common. Only the strongest of Adepti could hope to dispel the ruin and devastation. Do you have any other questions?
We're good for now. We're just going to head back and meet up with Miss Yanyan and the others again. Paimon hopes that Granny Yuendai will be able to remember more of her past. She used to be a great hero who saved many people. So sad that she can't recall any of it. Anyway, we'll be off now. See you some other time, Xingqiu. Thank you so much for your help.
Indeed.
It's no problem at all. Safe travels.
Huzzah. I'll talk to him again.
I can't wait.
Camera
Time
dialogue.
erases everything. Even the greatest of heroes will have their legacy reduced to the small fraction of their deeds that were committed to paper. But I think the magic of chivalric novels lies in the way you can catch glimpses of a noble soul from a few mere paragraphs.
Oh, that's a really sweet way to think about it. Sure, we teleport away because I don't want to accidentally end up in the wrong place. I better go up here. Sneak around. Just like run to tea house by mistake, because that's really bad. Maybe the others where Madame Ping is.
I could get used to this.
Alright.
Yep.
The Madame Ping.
No time to lose.
La 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 Tartaglia.
Let the show begin.
I talk to Madame Ping.
I have recorded the tune that you requested. I hope it will be of
Oh
help to
yeah,
you.
for the music box that we saw earlier.
Oh, thank you. Straight word, Ping. What has amused you so?
Oh, it's no serious matter. I was just reminiscing about the last time I saw you in this form. Time has wrought such change in this world, and yet you appear just the same as ever.
Time has little bearing on one's existence, nor has one keenly felt its effects whilst dwelling at Mount Outsong. Nevertheless, Ping, one would like to seek your counsel on a personal matter.
Oh, why so formal all of a sudden? I must say, you're making me a little nervous. What is it?
Well, the inquiry is as such. Approximately how much more would one need to afford a comfortable life in the harbor, not unlike the one that you yourself lead?
It does not require as much as you may think. Still, do you mean that...
Cloud Retainer, Madam
Oh.
Ping! What are you two talking about?
Oh.
Nothing save for some trivial matters. Have you unearthed any useful details?
Yes.
Xingqiu has a theory, but let's save it for when Chuyu and Miss Yuendai have joined up with us again.
So you and Yandai seem to have seen. Realizing Xingqiu's theory.
Do not be troubled, young lady. Here, have some tea.
Thank you so much.
She's always ready.
What do you think, Chuyu? Does it match up with what you know of your granny? According to the story, the nameless heroine eventually fell in love with an exorcist from Mount Tianheng.
Well, she just walks away to the side.
That's my grandpa. I don't have many memories of him, but there was this one time I found a box in our attic full of a bunch of weird sigils.
Seems like the stories were on the right track. We should probably pay a visit to the 3 places mentioned in the books.
I think so too. Granny might remember something once she's returned to a familiar place.
What marvelous tea. I can taste the dew's sweetness in this cup. It's as if I was taking a stroll in the mountains, thoroughly one with nature and at peace.
Is that so? Then please drink as much as you like. There's no need to hurry. At our age, it's always nice to slow down and take the time to appreciate pleasant conversation among friends.
Thank you.
Let's rest here for a while.
Okay, since we have the time, can I ask you something?
Oh, sure.
Sure thing. What would you like to know? I have a secret I want to tell you. Let's go talk over there.
She's got a secret. We're gonna get a secret from the little girl. Let's talk to Ian.
You can taste the sweetness of the dew?
It's just a feeling. The sensation of stepping out into the mountains on a cool morning, gazing upon the small droplets of water hanging from the leaves, and feeling the sweet stream of water soothe a parched throat with every swallow. It's a sense of calm and serenity, one that stretches on and on until days become weeks, weeks become years.
Oh. A reflective moment there. Love how Clara Turner's just mysteriously not here. She was here a moment ago and she's gone. She's probably gonna eavesdrop on our conversation. Oh, she joins us. I see.
What's wrong, Shuyu? Well, I've been kind of meaning to ask ever since we started talking in the restaurant. But are you guys all adepti in disguise?
Oh! About that.
Why do you say that?
Well, you guys just seem super special. Plus, I think I might have heard Miss Shen Yun call herself an adeptus.
Must have been a slip of the tongue. Shen Yun, since you were the one who, misspoke, maybe you can explain to Shuyu here what you really meant by that.
Oh.
One is indeed an adeptus. Is that of some concern to you?
She's just like, I'm very open. I was just like, what? You gonna say that to her just straight up?
I knew it.
You don't sound surprised at all.
Well, one time when I was a little kid, I saw a pure white illuminated crane.
Oh.
I had this super high fever, and Granny wasn't around. I was feeling all icky and gross. But then this snowy white crane flew down from the sky. She put me on her back and flew me to her cool Adeptus house and fed me some sort of magic potion. When I woke up, I was already back in my bed and my fever was gone. I really wanted to thank her, but I was too sleepy to stay awake, so I never got the chance. So I just kind of wanted to ask if maybe any of you have ever met an Adeptus like that?
A pure white illuminated crane? The only two we've ever met are blue and white and black and brown. Have you ever met one that's pure white, Clavertina?
Never has one met an adeptus with such features. One surmises such a description is but a hyperbolic embellishment that oft results from narrative accounts.
That's weird. Was it really just a dream then? Well, even if it was just in my head, it doesn't matter that much anyway. All I really want is to help Granny recover her memories. I'm really grateful for all your help.
Leave it to us! Now that we know the 3 locations, we just need to visit them one by one. Let's go to Wangshu Inn first!
Okay, I'll go get Granny.
Is it gonna be that Granny was the crane? That would be interesting. But I don't know if that's gonna be the case or not. Is Baiji's crystal close? It is. Like, my mom's gonna be home soon. We can go to Wangshu Inn, but then at that point I'll probably need to dip so that we can get ready to have dinner before evening progresses. But we'll head here first and we can at least get that little bit of the quest taken care of. But then at that point we will probably need to think straight a little bit.
Wangshu Inn.
Do you remember this place, Granny?
Yes. The fish here is very delicious, and if you look out into the distance, you can always spot a bird that's been left behind by its flock.
Oh, she's talking about Clavertina.
I believe I used to have a room here. It had a window.
Maybe she was an Adeptus. That's interesting.
Yes, I spent a lot of time looking out that window. Which room was it again? Let me look.
I'll come with.
Oh.
Paimon's still having some trouble understanding what she's talking about, but if she's so familiar with this place, that must mean she lived here, right? Wait, huh? Whoa! All of a sudden, you scared the living daylights out of Paimon!
I sensed a non-human presence.
Chad is always making cameo appearances here. Oh.
If you're here, then there's likely no trouble afoot. I suppose there's no cause for concern. It's been a while, Cloud Retainer. I see you have returned to your previous form.
Met her in this form before?
I have indeed. I fought alongside her in this form on many occasions during the Archon War.
Oh, wow! What was she like during the war? Oh, wait, let Paimon take a guess. Was it anything like this?
Behold, the glory of one's newest invention, the Bang Bang Continuous Fire Mechanism. Hands up and surrender, or be prepared to face the full might of the Adepti.
An impressive imitation.
Paimon knows her all too well.
Even so, Cloud Retainer was not always as ostentatious as you describe. You may be unaware, but her talent with Adepti sigils is just as formidable as her skill in mechanics. The Archon War reached its peak after Guizhong's death. The Cloud Retainer who fought beside me in those devastating battles was taciturn and solemn, only speaking when she had to activate her sigils.
Oh.
Cloud Retainer who barely talks? Paimon can't picture it. But what happened after that? If you were so powerful in your human form, why did you decide to take up your bird form again?
Once one had bid farewell to the world of mortals, what use would one still have for such a shape?
That's true.
When dwelling between mountain and forest, away from the struggles and troubles of the mortal world, a mortal form is hardly the most fitting of choices.
After the war, Cloud Retainer retired to Mount Outsong, only revealing herself to the occasional visitor, and always in her avian form. Although I do believe there was an occasion some 30-odd years ago when she decided to don her human form. I believe it was for the purpose of...
One believes there is little need to relive bygone matters.
Granny, are you okay?
Oh.
Back then, at this place,
Perhaps this conversation should end here. I shall take my leave now.
Okay, Zhao.
Should you encounter any trouble, you need only call my name. However, given that you are traveling with Cloud Retainer, I trust...
It's supposed to lift us in the background there, the regular lift. It's here. Yep. Doing its job.
Everyone, I think Granny is finally beginning to remember her past.
Oh.
Slowly now, calm your mind and recount what has been recalled.
A long time ago, I stayed here to recuperate from my illness.
Huh. So what Shinto said was true! You did fall ill! Was that why you went into hiding?
I don't remember. I'm very sorry, but I can't even remember the name of my illness. The only thing I can remember is that it took a great toll on me, and there was no cure for it. I was confined to my room in Wangshu Inn, where I spent many days unconscious. I'd come to every once in a while and stare at the migrating birds outside the window. It was a solemn sight. I remember crying, but I'm not even sure I knew why. One day, I met a traveling merchant. Upon hearing of my illness, he sold me a bottle of soul-revitalizing tea pills.
Totally looks suspicious. Look at the mustache hiding beneath there. It's very suspicious.
He told me that the pills were concocted using Adepti blood and could be used to alleviate my symptoms. Sure enough, I made a full recovery. My illness remained dormant for several decades after that.
So the dementia you're suffering from now is actually...
Wait, but if your illness remained dormant for several decades, are you saying that what you're going through now is just a relapse of what happened all those years ago? And it was all thanks to the pills that you managed to keep the symptoms in check?
More medicine.
Kinda hurts. Do you remember anything else?
I'm sorry, I don't. Oh, if only I wasn't so useless.
Oh.
Hey, you're not useless. You've done so much for me. Watched me grow up. Raised me. How could you say that about yourself?
Oh, fret not, dear child. Granny was just a bit frustrated. That's all.
The recovery of a person's memories is a gradual process. Finding pieces of one's past is always superior to not finding anything at all. Let us make haste to the next location.
Maybe the thing that helped, like, in this cousin, we lost someone to the guy earlier. Possible. They could be linked somehow. You never know.
Oh, why don't we go to the area north of Dwayunkars next? There isn't really a landmark there, so where should we start? Oh, Paimon's got it. Let's check out the houses in the area first. After all, if she was there for any length of time, then she would have stayed somewhere, right? Oh, Paimon's really got her thinking cap on today. At this rate, we'll recover all of Granny Wendai's memories in no time.
Wonderful Paimon. Right. We'll be smart, and we will make sure we finish things off because I don't want to get too far ahead of everything. But what we'll do real quick, just because we're here, I might do more Genshin tomorrow, knowing me. Let's do mail time real quick, because that is important. So, without further ado. Oh.
Here's the mail, it never fails. It makes me want to wag my tail. When it comes, I want to wail.
This is from Yunjin, from her birthday, which was just yesterday. Thoughts on a new play. Recently, 2 musicians in our opera troupe retired and returned to their hometowns. Before they left, they introduced several other adept musicians to us. These musicians are indeed talented. Despite the little time we've had to practice and rehearse, their playing is already in perfect harmony with my singing. As I listened to those melodies, so familiar yet fresh, I could sometimes see the smiling faces of the 2 old musicians accompanying me with their performances during my childhood days of learning opera. Partings and encounters are a running theme throughout life, being staged again and again, bringing us sorrows and surprises, and these are but a few of the manifold flavors of life. In this new year of my life, I wish to spend more time with my dear friends and continue to progress in my singing and acting skills. In fact, I've been feeling inspired lately and am planning to stage a new play. As it coincides with my birthday celebration, I'd really like to hear your insights on it. Please do come. Thank you. From that lovely Yunjin's birthday melts aside. We've now done everything we can. At that point, there's really not much else to do, so I think that'll be where we'll end things off for today. But thank you guys all for hanging out. It was really fun to get to spend some time together on this lovely Thursday. Like I said, right now, my plan, I've got, I'm just gonna be chilling tonight, which will be nice. And then, yeah, and then from there, I've got rehearsal I'll be having to get to at some point. And yeah, that's really about it. But then I've got regular work tomorrow and everything. So hopefully, all y'all will have a rest of your evening as well. Thanks for chilling with me. Good to see if there's anyone.
I wonder what the rest of the harbingers are up to.
Child, stop talking. Rude. There. Pause you. Oh, Max and Nova are currently playing through Minecraft. So I think I'd love to go and raid them because they're pretty awesome. So let us go and say hi and spend time with them because I think it'd be really great. Let me just everything else set to go and be good to be set. This I'll put the raid through and then we will put the raid messages in so we can go hang out. But it'd be really awesome if you guys stuck around for the raid. I know they always appreciate it. So if you just want to stop by and say hi, I know that'll be very much enjoyed. So yeah, that's all I'll say. Put those messages in. If you are not subscribed, you can use the first one. If you are subscribed, feel free to use the second. But yeah, I appreciate you guys all so much. Thanks for being here. And I will see you guys tomorrow in the afternoon at some point, if I've got the time. Hopefully everything should go smoothly, so I should be all set to go. And then we'll either play Princess MP, or we'll continue to do some Genshin, or Star Rail, or whatever comes to mind. We'll do whatever we got. So, yeah. All right, I'll see you guys then. Bye!